Denmark is moving forward with a world first carbon tax on agriculture. Now, the Danish government is planning on taxing farmers up to 80 quid for every single cow to encourage less meat consumption and to tackle climate change. Well, Danish ministers hope the proceeds from the tax to help farmers to go green. Well, is this an utterly mad policy, or do policymakers deserve a pat on the back? To discuss it, I'm joined now by the agricultural policy analyst for the Consumer Choice Centre, Bill Wirtz. Bill, welcome to the show. A meat tax sounds like yet another sinister nudge to make us all vegans. And what about the impact on the farming industry in Denmark?
Oh, it's definitely going to be a big one. I mean, the Danish government just did this because they did poorly in the European elections. The Green Party did pretty well. So now they decided to make meat more expensive for everyone and make life harder for farmers. So this is one of those measures that sounds better in theory than it will be in practice, because just because you implemented a tax doesn't mean beef consumption will go down. And the most interesting example here is that in 2012, Denmark implemented a tax on saturated fat consumption, back when that was the big enemy. And what did people do in Denmark? For a year, they bought their butter in Germany. So what you're doing with these kind of taxes is you're shifting the CO2 consumption elsewhere. So technically, on paper, it could very well be that Denmark can say we will be successful with such a tax, because people just buy that that meat from other countries. For instance, Poland is a big exporter of beef. So it's one of those measures that on paper you can look green, but that doesn't mean in practice you did anything except fill the coffers of the treasury for half a year, and then the other half a year you say, oh well, look at all green policies, they were effective.